Florida's Marco Rubio has been serving in the U.S. Senate since 2011 and now appears headed to a cabinet position as Secretary of State in President-elect Donald Trump's second term. But as most voters know well, they weren't always so buddy-buddy, fiercely attacking each other in the 2016 GOP presidential primary.
What he says he is and what he'll do are not the same thing.
The real con artist is Senator Marco Rubio. The people of Florida can't stand him. He couldn't get elected dog catcher.
But later making up and supporting each other in the last 7 years.
Donald Trump took over the party, and everybody that was against him has either fallen into line and become a big supporter, or has either left the party or become a never-Trumper. In terms of Marco Rubio, he mended fences with President Trump and became a very solid backer.
UCF political expert Aubrey Jewett sees Rubio, who serves on the Foreign Affairs and Intelligence Committees, as a wise choice as Secretary of State. He also believes Central Florida Congressman Mike Waltz's selection as National Security Advisor is a solid match to his military background, including active duty in Afghanistan and being the first Green Beret elected to Congress. Both Rubio and Waltz have expressed concerns about a Ukrainian war with Russia that continues to drain billions of dollars in American support. Florida's major party leaders had this to say about both selections.
You have two really great Florida leaders who are going to play crucial roles in foreign policy. And I think if you look at both of them individually, their backgrounds lend themselves to these jobs.
The appointments that he is making are some of the most hawkish members of the U.S. Congress in modern history. Much of Trump's base are individuals who don't support that approach to global affairs.
So here's the process for filling Michael Waltz's seat. That's the District 6 congressional seat here in Central Florida. That will happen through a special election. Then the governor will get a chance to replace Rubio from now until the 2026 election in the Senate. Coming up all new at 5, we'll go through the various scenarios and how that could involve the governor potentially taking that seat as well. Jesse.